because I've never been to school and I don't read books.
Dr. Sebi was a fraud, a charlatan, someone who never cured anyone of any diseases. And time again in his videos, if you were anyone with any nutritional background or knowledge of health and fitness, you know that he had no idea or understanding of the material that he presented. He had no grasp of what the subject matter was. And in this video, you're going to see that he was nothing more than a charlatan peddling his snake oil in order to get rich off of a desperate population who was seeking answers and help after they had been let down by the medical community. Granted, I know there's going to be a lot of people who are upset with what I'm saying, and there's going to be a lot of people who are like, hey, he helped me become vegan. He pointed me in the direction of a diet that has made me feel better. But, and this is a big but, as much good as he did in that he introduced a diet that allowed people to come off of processed junk and, you know, take back their health, he by no means understood the material that he was presenting. And by the default of people eliminating processed junk, they felt better on a diet that he helped them to cultivate. But, you know, it's hurting me because I feel like I'm putting my own dog to sleep. But this man is nothing more than a charlatan, and as you'll see, he was dangerous, and you know, the information he presented was flawed, and he had no idea what he was talking about.
Because I said that there is only one disease. The mucous membrane has been compromised, and wherever that compromise has taken place, a disease will be present. The judge said, example, I said, Your Honor, if someone has sinusitis, what is obstructing the nasal passage? She said, mucus. And where there's mucus in the bronchial tubes, what they call that disease? Bronchitis. And when you have pneumonia, what covers the lungs? She said, mucus. When the judge said mucus, 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 Dr. Victor Herbert, who was in defense of the state, he jumped up and said, in a very angry way, and what about AIDS? And what about AIDS? You and your one disease theory. The judge said to me, do you have a response? I said, yes. To begin with, Your Honor, I never rely on theory. You see, I have never been to school. You never been to school? I said, no, ma'am. So you see, I would be a poor candidate to rely on a theory. I don't even know what is a theory. I don't believe in anything. Either I know or I don't know. About what I said in reference to disease, I know that it doesn't fall in the category of a theory. It is a fact. It is reality. My most humble and distinguished Dr. Victor Herbert is asking me, what about AIDS if disease is the result of mucus? Where is the mucus? It's in the skin, the blood, the lymphatic system, which makes up the immunological system. That is where you find the mucus. That is the cause of AIDS, not a virus. A virus simply does not exist. You know, it's like asking about protein. What is protein? I could ask anyone on this planet what is protein. They're not going to be able to identify it because they don't know.
And I'm not surprised that he doesn't know what protein is. I'm not surprised that he hasn't been to school. You know, he demonstrates a lack of the understanding, like I said. And in this clip, you heard him say that he has cured diseases. In a few clips, and you know, I haven't had time to sift through all the nonsense that this man has said, but he said he's cured blindness, HIV, lupus, I mean everything. He's cured it all. And he believes he's cured it all because he believes that that mucus is the cause of disease. And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, although I know he's trying to peddle and sell you some nonsense. He says that mucus is the cause of all disease, and I'm allowing him the benefit of ignorance here, that, you know, he doesn't know that mucus is not the cause, but it's a symptom of sickness. You don't get HIV because you have a buildup of mucus or imbalance of mucus. That's not where HIV comes from. You don't get lupus or even autism. You don't go blind because you have an imbalance of mucus. But we're going to address some more of his nonsense here in this video. And again, I'm going to show you a clip of him talking about protein, and just he lacks the understanding of what protein is. And in the clip here, he says, no one knows what protein is. Now we have a grasp. We understand what protein is.
You have omitted protein from Akira's diet. I said, what? You have omitted protein from Akira's diet. I said, but that's the standard. I don't know what protein is. You don't know? And you are a so-called, what are you anyway? I said, well, they say that I treat people with these herbs. They call me Dr. Sebi. And you don't know what protein is? I don't know. You tell me. Well said. Are you saying that protein is a necessary food? I didn't say anything like that. I don't know what protein is. Well, it is one of the 19 amino acids, the building blocks of life. Amino acids. Protein is one of the 19 amino acids, the building block of life. Now, what does the body have to do with amino acids? The body lives in an alkaline environment. Alkaline. Alkaline. The body doesn't need any acids.
So, like I said, it's always important to understand the subject matter when you're talking about it. There are not 19 amino acids. There are 20. Protein is not an amino acid. Protein is made up of amino acids. And then when he's using the language here, he's, I really think he's trying to sell you something. He's being clever. And he's selling you this alkaline diet, which we'll get into why he doesn't understand what alkaline means, what it is, and whether or not it's actually beneficial to be alkaline. But a quick Google search, and you would have found out that there are 20 amino acids. And that, your body's protein is made up of amino acids, of which 9 are essential.
Now they tell us we need money to fight AIDS.
My suspicion is in order to sell you his ideas. Like you said, now they tell you need money to fight AIDS. Well, Sebi's telling you the same thing, except for he's telling you in obtuse language to abandon the practices of medicine from Western philosophy and Western medication, and hop on the nonsense he has going on, because these the advanced package, he's selling these things. So I get what he's doing. Not saying that I approve, but $750, good gracious. And again, like, he did it to where he didn't make any claims, man. So, and they're funny little names, so that way he can say, hey, look, check this out. This, correlates with that, and this, it sounds like lupus because it's the anti-lupus, or it sounds like AIDS because it's the anti-AIDS. But he has these packages, $750, small cleanse packages. I mean, him and his daughters, $250 for a small cleanse. I mean, if you break this down per scoop, how much are you getting in these? 30 servings. Good gracious. So 250 divided by 30, and you're paying what? Close to $9 per serving. That's that's a meal. It's nuts, and it would be sad if it weren't so funny, and it'd be funny if it weren't so sad. And the reason why I laugh is because I have no other choice. I really hope that people wake up and stop following this man, and realize he was peddling his snake oil. You go to what he's doing here, all-inclusive female package, male package, boost package. eye wash, green. I mean, like he was selling you these testo, you know, just it's crazy. It's crazy how much he was selling this stuff for. And then let's see, volume 1, $15 just to get information you can pull off of YouTube. This guy was a con artist. This video, this clip, and this argument is where all of Sebi's disciples rest their claims. In it, you know, and irresponsibly, Rock Newman, whoever he is, you know, I apologize. I didn't study you at all. You know, you didn't pop up in my features. But irresponsibly, he put this man on this platform, and they talked about the court case. Listen.
So I understood that the state were unprepared to defend itself. Mm-hmm. They were unprepared because in the past there was 2,781 cases that came before the Supreme Court and lost. Yeah. I won. Yeah. Not only did I prove scientifically, but I had the diagnostic sheets, and I do have them today. And I don't diagnostic sheet didn't come from me. They came from their school, the American medical accredited school.
Did I read it correctly, where there was some requirement for you to actually bring patients, a patient into court from each of those maladies, and that you brought multiple patients in court who, one, testified themselves, and that you had medical records, one showing that they were victims of the disease, and then showing that it had been cured by one doctor, and then
So courts don't do that. Courts do not engage in, I mean, no judge is going to entertain you bringing in a person with every disease you claim. I mean, especially because he's made all these claims. The FDA would evaluate that, and you would prove that in a lab. You would not prove that in a court of law.
a second doctor verifying what the first doctor had said.
Yes. We have to remember this, that whenever you make a statement that goes against the grain, you better be prepared. Mm-hmm. You better be prepared. The judge said that I had to bring one of every patient that I had killed, and there was one that said others. The other was a man that came from Italy. He was paralyzed. But I took...
Do you hear this? A paralyzed man was cured by the $750 juices that you had him drink. Okay.
I was supposed to take 9. I took 77.
You took 7.
The judge entertained 77 different people who were going to get up there and testify that you cured them. There must have been no other court cases in New York City that day.
77 patients in court with you?
That's correct.
And here's what I'm saying. If you look at the website and the disclaimer here, we are not medical doctors. Therefore, we do not diagnose illnesses or prescribe pharmaceuticals. So, like I said, the court case was not, a vindication of him and his character. The state of New York could not prove that he was practicing medicine without a license. There was a successful court case where he had to remove a lot of the medical claims on previous bottles. But, to all the CB disciples that are going to, start flaming me and getting upset about what I'm saying, we are not medical doctors. Therefore, we do not diagnose illnesses or prescribe pharmaceuticals. We are nutritional consultants and make suggestions. Listen to the language. In the videos and when he's speaking, person to person in a small context, in small platforms, in front of, a few thousand people, not in the court of law, he will tell you, hey, look, I can cure you of all your diseases. I know it's mucus, and if you spend $1,500 on a package, $1,700 on a package, $750 on this all-inclusive nonsense, when he's selling you his juices, his powders, his tinctures, he will tell you that it cures diseases. But when you look at the fine print, you look at the disclaimers, and when he goes to court, I know he's dead now. When his daughters or whoever now owns the websites, when he goes to court, he's going to say, hey, I never diagnosed him of any illnesses. I did not prescribe any pharmaceuticals. What I suggested. And then when you just read further. Let's see. This is not intended to replace any program that your medical doctor has prescribed for you, nor does it conflict with any pharmaceutical medications you are taking. we gotta stop this. Stop this nonsense that we're doing here. Stop letting this man off the hook. I'm coming for a dude named Yada too. Yada speaks a lot of nonsense. But anyway, though, I love you guys. Just continue to do you. Be good, man. Good to yourselves. Good to people. And I'll see you guys soon.